communities across not just Sydney, but across this state are saying keep local government local. Because we know what the agenda from the government is. Bigger councils, mega councils, where the democratic voice for local residents is seriously diluted.
The headline, there will be no forced amalgamation. Paul Toole, was he lying then or is he lying now?
People have a right to have in their local community, their local council, a genuine local council. Because this government wants local councils that are the size of 250,000 residents or more. That's not a local council, that's a small state. The only reason they want that is because bigger local councils is good for big business. But it's bad for mums and dads, it's bad for communities.
Truth is on the rack, and I don't think the people of New South Wales take kindly to politicians who tell conspicuous lies. It is clear that the government of New South Wales is lying to the people of New South Wales. We are in serious territory, because if a government is going to lie to the people of New South Wales over this issue, what other issue will they tell lies about? If you amalgamate, and if you can persuade and sign this piece of paper to amalgamate, we'll guarantee you'll get pre-selection for the mayoralty of the big amalgamated body. Eh? Oh, hello. So just theoretically say we amalgamate. And so we've got Brisbane, 5 times bigger than Fairfield, and Brisbane therefore will be much more economical than Fairfield, won't it? The average cost per staff of Fairfield is $64,000. The average cost of Brisbane, which is 5 times bigger than Fairfield, $89,000. Some economy of scale, get the big outfits out and the big salaries go up. This argument about bigger is better has been exploded everywhere as a gigantic myth.
Since forced amalgamations in Queensland, rates on average have increased, as I stand here today, 27.4%. That is fact, not fiction. The Minister came out this morning and said his favoured position is that all councils have no more than a maximum of 9. You go and ask the community of Blacktown, our biggest by population local government area in New South Wales, the job that those representatives, those councillors have to do now based on the population they serve. It'll be physically impossible to get representation. At the moment, local government is the only level of government where you can talk to your local councillor, see them in the supermarket, down the street, at the sporting event on the weekend. Try and do that with your state MP or your federal MP.
We all know what this is about, and it's about corporatising local government. It's about outsourcing services and jobs. If the Premier is serious, he'll let you have a vote and put it to referendum. Thank you.
I have a very clear message for Mike Baird and his local minister, Paul Toole. And that is, back off, Mr. Baird. Give up, Mr. Toole. You can't win this fight, and we'll keep fighting until we win. Mike Baird is trying to bully our councils into signing up for amalgamations that no one wants and no one needs. There's only one reason government is pushing for council amalgamations, and that's to look after their developer mates. To ride roughshod over local opposition. To stop local residents like us from having a voice and put an end to local democracy. There it is.
We reject the myth that bigger is better and that efficiency is linked to size. We've seen no evidence to support this. To force councils who are financially sustainable and whose communities have come out in support of retaining their independence, to force those councils to merge is not only undemocratic, it's un-Australian.
Oberon is not a big place, a small rural timber town on the tablelands. It is small, but it has a big heart. An overwhelming 94.3% last Monday night voted to stand alone. The Bush says no amalgamations.
I live in the rural council of Gabon. It stretches from east of Orange to south of Dubbo and comprises 16 small towns and villages. No one town dominates the area. Gabon has no debt and manages an extensive network of country, tarred and gravel roads and bridges and facilities, including 7 volunteer-run swimming pools and 3 libraries, and provides community services in all of these villages. Paul Toole and Mike Baird constantly tell us that mergers are about making communities better. Premier, how does moving council jobs and spending from our small towns to cities like Orange make the communities of Gabon better? Minister, how does taking local representation away from the people make the community better?
That we stand with local communities, we stand with local government, and we will not let any law pass through the New South Wales Parliament that lets this government force amalgamations and bully your local councils and communities. It's a rock-solid commitment. And when you talk to people around this state, you ask them what's the best reform you could do for local government? Is it merge? Do you know what they say? Get rid of the property developers, get rid of the real estate agents, clear out the rat bags and give us back control over our local area.
Our city, our council, our choice. Not his choice, your choice. No forced amalgamations. So I give you an assurance of the Christian Democratic Party that we'll use our votes in the upper house of the New South Wales Parliament, the People's House, the Democratic House, to make certain no forced amalgamation bill to put through the upper house to stop the bad government.
It is not the thing to do to ignore local democracy and put in place the threats, and that's what it is, the cajoling that you will be sacked if you do not want to merge with us.
Last year, the Baird government passed laws that gave business in the City of Sydney 2 votes at the next council election. If any council is amalgamated with the City of Sydney, they're going to be subject to the same laws. If they amalgamate councils around New South Wales, they make them bigger councils. What makes you think that they're going to stop with the City of Sydney?
And political rights means that you have a strong local democracy because you, the people, choose who your local government is. This is not about how well financially, allegedly, councils are run. This is not about efficiency. This is about one simple thing. Every person having the right, as a community, to have access to their local council, the one they determine they want, not one forced or imposed upon them. It is not just council amalgamations that are at risk here. It is the issue of how, as a democratic society, we operate and who gets to make decisions about the way they are represented. That is what is at risk in this whole exercise. There is no right for a Mike Baird or any other state or federal politician to say to the people, this is how you're going to be represented at a local level. Working people, community people, aged care people, young people, they have the right to that decision. It's not going to be forced upon anyone. We will stand side by side with you and say,
no forced amalgamations!
What do we want?
No forced amalgamations!
What do we want?
No forced amalgamations!
It should go to a referendum and let the people decide if they want to amalgamate or not.
They don't want it to go to a referendum because they know it will lose.